Hi everyone, Kate here, and this week I'll be sharing with you a novelty rouge recipe from 1902. This recipe is based off a formula from Cosmetics, a handbook of the manufacture, employment, and testing of all cosmetic materials and cosmetic specialties, although I've given the formula a slightly autumnal twist. The original was entitled Leaf Rouge and was a carmine-tinted blush which was affixed to small pieces of paper using a gum solution. When a lady breathed on the paper, the slight moisture of her breath activated the product, allowing it to be applied with a cotton ball. Now, the original instructions were a bit vague, but after a few failed attempts and a bit of experimentation, here is the method I've devised for making Edwardian Leaf Rouge. For this recipe, you will need pure gum acacia, also sometimes known as gum arabic, water. Now I'm using a neroli floral water, but a rose water or just plain distilled water works just as well. Pigment, a rosy tinted mica or red iron oxide, both work quite well for this recipe. You will also need some regular old printer paper. Start by cutting your paper into small pieces. The original was suggested to be applied to 2-inch circles, but as this is autumn and this is a leaf rouge, I cut mine into leaf shapes. Or attempted to anyway. The shape doesn't really matter, so feel free to make them whatever shape you want. To make the rouge itself, combine 1/32 of a teaspoon of gum acacia, with half a teaspoon of your pigment. Or if you wanted to translate this into some sort of weighted measurement, it's 1 part gum acacia to 16 parts pigment. Next, add just enough water to form a thick but easily spreadable paste. We're looking for something about the consistency of a tube of paint. Be sure that the gum acacia is fully incorporated or the pigment might not quite stick properly. Next, grab a clean paintbrush or a makeup brush and apply the paste to your paper. You'll want a thick but even coating of the pigment over the entire leaf. The smoother the better. Now leave the leaves to dry overnight. The next morning, when everything's fully dry, package the final product in a small box or a tin, ready for use. The box I'm using is actually one of my Patreon exclusive printables. No pressure, but if you're interested in joining, there's a link in the description. I experimented with a few different ways of applying these, but what I find works best is to get a slightly damp makeup sponge, just very slightly damp, and rub it over the leaf to pick up the pigment. Then apply it to the cheeks, blending well. These little leaves don't last forever, but you should get a few applications out of each one. It's definitely not the best rouge I've ever used, but it's certainly a fun autumn novelty item. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you're enjoying the beautiful fall weather and having a lovely season. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! This video is made possible through the generous support of my Patreon members. Thank you. You helping? What are you doing? This chair's not really big enough for the two of us, you know. Yeah, it's not really big enough for the two of us.